Howdy, Dr. Shawnsteel with Steel and Eisner. We're talking about the rules of steel. We're going to change it to Steel and Eisner. It says PI rules of steel, but it's going to be an Eisner. Modifications coming up shortly, but in the meanwhile, we're going to talk about Medpay, which is one of the most important spinal columns for a healthy PI practice. So looking at rules, and I'm sure you got your own PI rules of steel, and if you don't, you better contact us as soon as you can, and you get one for free, and it's laminated. It takes extra work. Okay, we're going to do 4 all at once for this 5-minute series. First, teach your patients to buy Medpay. We already did that before. We have a nice little video on that, but here's the point. We have a pamphlet that you need to have in your office because many of your patients, about 50%, don't even know what Medpay is. And if they get it, they're told that they don't need it because they got Kaiser already. You don't want that. You want to tell them to buy Medpay because the average person in California has an accident every 7 years. That means they're going to need Medpay every 7 years. So since most of your patients from PI come from your existing patients or former patients, get them to buy Medpay today. It's cost $5 a month for $5,000 coverage a year for every person in the car. You can't beat the deal. Look at Rule 16. Medpay belongs only to the doctor. Here's the deal. About half the attorneys in California that practice personal injury are not good people. I used to think it was closer to 98%, so a few years of practice I discovered it's only about half flake rate. Now with those attorneys, because life is tough for them, they're lazy, they're not very smart, they figure they can make a whole lot more money by stealing your Medpay, and that's what they do. They claim the money, they get the money from the third party, they get the money from the Medpay, and then they take a third of that, 40% of that, 45%, whatever they can get away with. Don't let them do that. Medpay belongs only to the doctor who is treating the patient. In our practice, because of pro acupuncture or pro chiropractic, we believe all the Medpay belongs to the treating doctor. That's our rule. But for sure, the attorney should never get his hands on it, shouldn't even want it, shouldn't even ask for it. You should be able to send a letter with a bill to the Medpay insurance company and get paid directly. If it comes to me, I'll send it to you. It's a bit of a hassle, but that's our job. That's what the attorney's job is. Let's do a rule number 17. Medpay is the core of a happy practice. Well, here's how that works. You help all of your existing patients that are non-PI get the Medpay today. As soon as any new patient comes in with a new auto accident, you ask them about the Medpay, and most of them don't really know what it is. That's okay. I guarantee you I'll know what it is after I meet the patient, and I'm going to give you that information for free and for fun. I want you to start billing the Medpay because I don't want to take the responsibility for that. Plus, it covers your cash shortage. You're doing all this work for free, and then you want to get paid at the end of the case. With Medpay, you can get paid in the first 30 days. And that's the critical thing about Medpay. We want you to start billing it right away. I call it testing the Medpay. Make sure you got the right office, you got the right insurance limits. You'll find out if they're going to be cooperating or not. You test it. Now, here's a little side note. Pro tip. Let's assume the Medpay is not very nice to you, or they're not cooperative, or they're not getting back. It's important to me that you get paid, then I don't have to worry about your lien at the end of the case. If you're not getting paid and the Medpay carrier is unfair or just not very nice or cooperative, contact me. We're going to help you get paid under your legal rights that the insurance company owes you and your patient. Remember, the patient is giving you permission to collect the Medpay, so they don't have to pay out of cash. Let's look at the next one here. Medpay thieves, number 18, is one of my favorite. Lawyers that take your Medpay are your enemies forever, and I mean that. You don't need to work with every attorney in town. Some of them don't have good ethical standards, and if they're billing your Medpay because they think they've earned it, they're basically thieves. That's my opinion, and I think that's objectively true. What did they do to get and earn the Medpay? Nothing. They simply used your bill that you produced. They send it to the patient's own insurance company. They take the money, then they take a third of it. They're ripping off the patient. They're ripping you off. The attorneys that do that can't be rehabilitated. There's nothing you can do. You can pray for them. That's about it. But stop working with those attorneys. They're not good for you. Bad karma, no good. And the 19, this could also be one of my favorites. Sometimes the insurance company just blows it. We just had a nice case against our friends at USAA. We tried to get them to settle the money, but But Alex was forced to go to trial last year, and they could have settled it out for the policy limits. They didn't do it. We gave them 2 years to pay that policy limits, and they could have gotten out for substantial injuries our clients suffered for $2 million. That was the policy limits. Well, the Santa Monica jury agreed with Alex, and they came back with $11 million. And you know what's even a bigger surprise? They paid it plus interest and penalties on top of that within 6 months. That case was closed. So insurance companies learn that if they make mistakes, they can pay a lot of money for that. That's including Medpay. Now, if you have a good case, you have legitimate Medpay, but they're quibbling, they're denying, they're delaying, take them to small claims court. It's so much fun. Take the adjuster, get his name, find out the name of his supervisor. We have a whole form at our website, steelandeisner.com. You go to our website, we'll show you how to go to small claims court. All states have a small claims court of some sort. Most states allow you to sue the adjuster. It's great fun to get their attention. They get excited when they're served with a lawsuit. It doesn't cost you much money at all. You can do it all electronically. And here's what happens when you sue them in small claims court for the Medpay. You know what they do? They pay you half the time. Takes all the fun out of it. You don't even get to go to court. Nowadays, most of the court sessions are actually done by Zoom. You don't even get to leave your office anymore and go to court. So these are questions we're raising. We're here, we're available. We'd love to answer them for you. We love Medpay. We want to protect your Medpay. We want you to get paid with Medpay. That makes the PI much happier. Now that we've done our rules of steel, I would like to suggest something. Maybe you want to subscribe. We're on YouTube. We'd love to have you subscribe. You know how much it costs? Nothing. It's free. You learn how to have a better PI practice. You learn how to be happier. But I got something else. I'm going to show you a new book. Not only do we want you to subscribe, not only do we want you to come to our seminars, but look at our brand new book, An Intelligence Chiropractor's Guide to Survival. This book is precious. We're happy to sell it to you at cost. I think it's $20. It's hardbound. And if you send it to, if you send your check or your credit card, or you contact us on our telephone, we're everywhere. You'll find us on the internet. We'll leave an autograph for you. So, 50 Rules of Steel for free. Get your Medpay without any hassle. Just enjoy it. If somebody owes you money, go ahead and collect it. Get your Medpay pamphlet. Make sure your patients have this, especially your non-PI patients. They need to have this. They need to buy it today. And then if you want to, buy our book. Take care.